I clicked that clip on a red screen night. Best budget killer, yeah, that sounded right. And perfect grin, perfect sponsored glow. And every sweet word had a hidden goal. They call it let go, they call it gold. Then cut to the top where the real truth folds. Loose fret buzz and a dead sure shrug. Just tweak the setup like that fixes luck. You can polish the frame but the cracks still show. You can sell that dream to the folks who don't know. All that bad's and true, all that bad's and true. Talk real loud, then lose the proof. All that bad's and true, all that bad's and true. Smile for the end.
Give me a minute, guys. I'm setting everything up. With us, Drummond, Joey, Michael, Jerry. Oh shit, John, you're way up there. What's up, brother?
Chill in a hoodie with a thumbnail stare. Changed my life, but he won't play there. One take wonder, one fresh painted lie. And the comments eat it while the hours die. I want the dance, I want the facts. If it needs love, say it back to back. Don't dress up junk like it's heaven sent. If it's cheap and decent, say cheap and decent. You can polish the frame, but the cracks still show. You can sell that dream to the folks who don't know. All that bad's and true, all that bad's and true. Talk real loud, then lose the proof. All that bad's and true, all that bad's and true. Smile for the end, then tell the scoop. I'm not mad at the price, I'm mad at the spin. Mad at the grin when the truth won't fit in. Play it straight, let the scars be seen. A good cheap guitar ain't a marketing dream. All that bad's and true, all that bad's and true. Talk real loud, then lose the proof. All that bad's and true, all that bad's and true. Say it plain now, that's all you should do. What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
Check, check, check.
You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed? Everything that goes on that everybody talks about.
Coming on. Mark, get set.
But yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red.
There we go. I get a new track on. No, I don't have a new guitar. I do have that Charvel I just got. I did buy it's called the CR120 Kramer from 1988-89. It's red. It's got like active pickups designed by Seymour Duncan and a weird Floyd on there. So that is coming. So because when I returned that Black Star amp, check, what happened? That spike hard. Check. When I returned that amp thing from Black Star, the check, take the reverb off. I think there's a little on there. Your custom Strat, nice. A cheap guitar marketing dream, ain't that the truth? I got a new original. I'll send you an after this. So I was on, I'll show you some more stuff, but I was on that Jonathan Nathan Corda, and he says he's talking to Eddie at LSL Guitars, and he said he had the latest from what the lawyers at Fender are doing, and he had nothing from the lawyers. What a dipshit. Hey, what's up, mechanic? But let me see. Yeah, let me fast forward this. I'll let you hear the new track. And then I'll tell you what happened tonight with my kid. Oh, I do have a new bass. I'm gonna play the bass. I did a bass crack, like a bass patch in the Kemper.
The right way, and then they let the fame from social media get to their heads when what?
I did 3 in a row because I know I come in early. So let me put those 2 new ones. It'll come on in a second. So I did a more aggressive track. I might turn it into an instrumental for when we go out with Warpace because it's really busy. MJ was on fire. Hey, what's up, RF? What's up, Israel? I don't know how to say that properly. Yeah, I saw that. I commented on Tim Pierce's video. I told him he was full of shit. I told him and Philip McKnight actually started that whole debacle. Here's the new original. It's no vocals, of course. Yeah, and I forget exactly what Tim Pierce was talking about. I can't even remember, but G&L. He was talking about how G&L went out of business. Here's the aggressive part. What's up, dude? So that's the new little track. So yeah, Tim was talking about how G&L went out of business because they were poorly managed. That's not true. G&L went out of business because their bigger company was BBE, and BBE was spending so much money because the digital world took over, and BBE owned something else that was kind of big, and they just burned through money. And G&L was trying to carry the weight of BBE, and they couldn't sustain it. That's why they went out of business. It wasn't the G&L side of the management. So Tim Pierce lied about that. He doesn't even know it. He doesn't even know his facts. These guys just talk shit. Even someone, for me, Tim Pierce is a decent guitar player, and he did some stuff back in the day. But at the same time, I don't know. You're on YouTube. Why? Because sessions aren't as good. So you want to do a YouTube channel. Make money, extra money, shill guitars, and make your money. No, that was last night. I didn't go live last night. So let me see. Let me see some of the stuff I got. Yeah, usually I go on live Tuesdays, but I was so busy. So let me tell you what happened. I was busy in Miami with the Social Security office and a bunch of stuff. It was hectic. It was crazy. No one spoke English. I had a hard time down there. So I figured I'd go on tonight, but the reason why I said 9 was because my kid, my kid is back at school, and he joined the brass band because it's the only band they had. And then he wanted out of the class. But then I showed him a saxophone. And then on my channel, change your algorithm. Yeah. And G&L wasn't bought by Fender. G&L already owned Fender already owned part of G&L. And Leo Fender's wife was actually on the board. And so they acquired they had the name, so they just bought everything out. Oh, McButt. But so like my kid didn't want to do the band thing, and then he saw the saxophone, and I talked to him and I said, listen, you can play jazz, blues, even in rock bands. So now he's interested in playing sax, and they did like a rating system where they played all the instruments today at school, and he got a 5 of 5 on that. He got a 5 of 5 on the drums because he has drums here, and then he got a 5 on the oboe, which I was like, how the fuck you play an oboe, bro? yeah, yeah. Leo started G&L with, I forgot the other guy's name, but Tim said it was poorly managed, but they were bleeding money into BBE to try to keep BBE afloat. Wasn't it was poorly managed? They should have just cut their losses with BBE and folded. Hey, what's up, Gigi? So let me see. I got some. I'm gonna show you guys something too, so you guys can look up channels. I'm gonna show you how you can tell when a channel's fake. By the way, Justin Meyer, the kid that was talking about tuning pegs that work for Tom Bakovac. Oh, so let me finish my story though. So tonight was supposed to be an instrument fitting. I was supposed to be there at 5:30 or something like that. So I was going to leave at 5, and then they looked at the paper and it said 6 to 8. I was like, what the? So I came in and got ready because I was just going to leave from there early and drive by myself. I'm sitting at the school waiting for the fitting. There's only 4 cars in the parking lot. So I called the wife and I go, what's the paper say? She didn't join the app for the band because they rescheduled it and did it during the school hours, which was the thing he did today. I'm like, oh, nice. So anyway, this Justin Meyer, that's why my hair's kind of straightened, because I ended up, he's like, Dad, do your hair down and dress rock and roll. So this Justin Meyer kid's putting up songs. I wrote this song. I did this solo. The solo and everything and him playing on the track is him. Not on the track, but to the track. I ran it through my AI system, which is the Atlantic Records one. It's called Grayson. And it said, his guitar is live, everything else is AI. So I busted him. And he used to work for Tom Bakovac in his shop. So I said, how did that Tom thing work out for you? Working for him. You went far. I said, LO, I heard Keebler Cookies is looking for a shill. Just so you see, because I want you to see that I actually post this stuff. That was kind of mean, but the whole story behind that is the reason why I'm kind of mean to him is because he gave me a lot of shit once upon a time. Now, let me show you what happened to his channel when we were in there with the tuning thing. This is him. This is called Social Blade. You can type in anyone on Social Blade, and then it shows you. This is his. He wasn't buying bots or subscribers, but you could see what happened to his channel 2 weeks ago. You see that drop and spike? So, and then that was him. And then it tells you he had minus 863,000 views. And that was like on like his on the likes, because he got caught with that tuning peg shit. This is his channel. and you can see that red one. So you can make a difference. And then Jimmy Page sent me a picture. I'm going to share it with you. He's playing a Harley Benton. And then Glenn Fricker. He did a short video. Oh, Gary's? Yeah. Gary's not smart. I don't know. I don't know how that business even runs, Gary's Guitars. But he Gary Glenn Fricker was talking about how the government in the UK wants to kind of control YouTube, and I don't think that's a bad thing because there's a lot of problems going on with YouTube with bot accounts and stuff. So the reason why you let me tell you what happened. The reason why YouTube has started offering the ads free is because they were losing revenue on the ads because a lot of people had bought bots and subscribers, so they were actually losing money. But Glenn Fricker said that, and he said, I have a better idea for the government. And I go, nah, they just want to regulate it because of shill hacks like you. I actually spelled shill wrong. So there you go. That was my stuff for the day or so. Yeah, yeah. So it here. Let me type in Social Blade so you can see what it looks like because it's a good way to actually see. I'll even do me. That doesn't sound right, but let's see. So it looks like this. It's called Social Blade, and it looks made easy. So I can go up here. Let's see. Jit Boy 1. So it'll pop up like this in the top, right? And then I click on it. So I actually have the same grade as Tom. And the reason why is because he has over 100,000 subs, but my view count based to my subscriber count is 1/3, where he's at 100,000. He's barely getting half of what he gets. So me and Tom, actually, when your subscriber count is high, that doesn't mean your channel is doing well because they base it on your views. I'm actually ranked the same as him. So let's see, and it's got my estimated earnings and all that in there. But I'm gonna show you gained views like weekly, and you can see that they're similar. They go up and down. When you see it going up and down like that, as opposed to watch, I'll do Ken Tamplin. Let me do Rick Beato and show you how fake he is. Because it looks awful suspicious. He's ranked 12,000 with a B plus. But here's his gained subscribers. Watch at his peaks. See those peaks are exactly the same every month? You see that flat line in there that's the same, and then it gets those two peaks again, and then it gets a spike. See those peaks? That means he's buying subscriber because it's the same amount of subscribers joining monthly. There's no fucking way you can get 1,000. That's how you know that he's buying subscribers. So he's a fraud. This is how Ken Tamplin got caught. So let me do Ken, because everyone talked about him. You'll see it's similar. Oops. Did I spell it right? Ken. Oh shit, they took him off. Oh no, there he is. Vocal Academy. There he is. He's got a C plus too. I'm C minus. But you see that top line? Spike flat line. Spike flat line. Spike flat line. Because he got caught. Now his regular is down there. That shows you a discrepancy in the subscriber count. There's no way, and you saw mine. Mine's all over the place. So there you go. Social Blade. Yeah, they're buying subs. You can buy bots, you can buy subs, you can even buy view counts. Oh, Henning? Yeah, Henning Pauly's disgusting. And they're all friends. He's friends with Glenn Fricker and he's friends with Philip McKnight. They're friends with, I don't know. They're all friends. 60 Cycle Hum, the Guitar Geek. That's why I only I like the Studio Rats. And let me give a shout out to Vinny the Axe. He's a really good guy. He's got a great channel. He talks about metal and he plays guitar a little. Vinny the Axe. He's one of the members of the Studio Rats. Check his channel out too. I told him I'd give him a shout out today while I was on there, and he said thank you. Yeah, again, Randy's Guitar Attic, another great channel where he's not a bullshitter. You know what I mean? There's some good channels on here. Yeah, the Beato subscription count is not good. Infomercials. Ken Tamplin? I never saw those. Uh, I know somebody asked me some stuff. Did someone ask me my setup? I think someone did. Where am I? Oh, I'm way over there. Let me go up and see. Uh, mm, there's a lot of comments while I was talking. Jesus. I said in the live chat, you can say Gary's guitars with a say. Yeah. Definitely the deficient. Let's see. Jet explain. Tennessee, I put the SD signature in. They had them backwards. Easy fix. They're phonies. Let's see. I'm running through a Fractal. Oh, Fractal's great. Mechanic. I love Fractal. I still have my FM3. It's small. The small one. How does Beato look? Most of his viewers are not subscribed. Yeah, well, he did that so he can get those interviews. So he lied to those management companies. Yeah, and I worked with Ken a long time ago. Ken Tamplin. Long time ago. Like 30 years ago. MJ, let's see. Hey, and did I answer you last time, Brooklyn? You asked me something. I can't remember. I think I saw something that you asked me, and I don't know. The chubby meter? Oh my god. That's funny as hell. The chubby meter. I told them Keebler's cookies are looking for shills. And then I broke out. Let me see. Let me unplug this one because I didn't leave it plugged in because it'll drain the batteries. Let's see. I took the green one down. If you see, it's kind of missing. My chair is broke again. Because some people were asking about it. Sucks. Oh no. Which guitar you guys want to hear? Can you see the new Ibanez bass? Yeah. Let me do the I did a patch. Let's see. It's up 2. Let's see. Bass rigs. Let's see. If this goes out of tune, that's an easy fix. Let's see how loud it is. Okay. The Harley Benton was hollow. It was. We could play it like a guitar. You can slap it. You could do your metal slaps and get the hair out of the way. So there you go. There's the bass. It's a nice bass. Let me unplug it. You can see it. So I just got that one. It plays easier than the other Ibanez. I don't the other neck was had binding. It was a lot thicker and bigger. Rudy slaps, yeah. Let's see. We could probably play this one. I hang the green one back up. I can leave this plugged in. Get any questions? Let's see. We'll have to go back though. Let's see. Let's hang this up. I'll have to tune this one back up later, just in case I get asked theory questions. I know a lot of people ask questions. Bad boy. Let's see. The Dylan H. Oh, the Harley Benton thing by Dylan. Yeah, I know, Paul. Yeah, it kind of looks like a Warwick, a little bit. Oh, that hardtail with the MG. What you mean to slap the Hawaii 5-0? There were so many cool songs. What was that? Barney Miller had a cool one too. Boom, 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 doo, 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 doo. Yeah, they would if they. The problem why they shill for those shit companies is because they're shitty social media people. Nobody gives a shit about them. You don't see any big name shilling for those guitars. Yeah, Dylan's awesome. I said to him, I told you it was a piece of shit. Oh, the Ben Combs thing. So I went on. I was talking to Pete Thorne, and Pete was talking to me, and he was trying to answer the question, and the guys kept cutting in, and Ben came on there and said, "Oh, he's a troll. He was something with Tom." I go, "Bro, this is not my channel. It's not your channel. This is not the time." And Pete said to him, "Yes, I want to answer his question. It's a great question." So I emailed Pete Thorne and I told him who Ben was. And there was another guy, Todd, and they're Canadians. The Ben Combs guy is kind of like a piece of shit. Like on his live stream, like he's playing guitar and they were talking about doing drugs while they were playing and stuff. I was like, "Oh, nice." He left me alone, but on uh Glam Metal Hippie, I saw Amanda Combs and I said something. And she's like, "Are you talking to me?" And I said, "Yeah." And I see you everywhere. Are you his wife? And she goes, "No, I'm his sister." And I go, "Do you play guitar?" And she says, "No." So I was like, why are you on all these guitar channels if you don't even fucking play? And she knows everybody. So she's basically shilling for the brother. It's weird. Really weird. So that's Ben Combs. Oh, you're starting college on Monday? Yeah, you just hang. You can always watch the videos later on. Because I see your comments. Angry pianist in the house. Yeah, no one chills those shit guitars. Taxi has the brass section. Oh yeah, I forgot about that show with Latka. Yes. Sanford and Son thing was cool as shit. Yeah, I used to watch that as a kid all the time. I tried to get my son to watch some of that stuff. He's like, "What's wrong with the picture?" You can see the junkyard. Book 'em, Dano. Oh, she's a moderator. Really? But like, why? That's the kind of you're kind of scared of college. Eh, college is easy now. It's not what it used to be. They used to pound the shit out of you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you saw them talking about the drugs and stuff. They were talking about pills and peyote and all kinds of fucking weird shit. Lamont, you dummy. What was the other thing? Here I come. Um, I'm I'm having the big one. What was the? He always said a woman's name. I can't remember what the woman's name. Chico and the Man was great too. Man, I miss a lot of those shows. That's when you were fun as a kid. People didn't think about racism and stuff. It was stupid. Yeah, she's moderating the lefty shills. Yeah, guitar glam metal hippies not left. He just does live streams that are pretty cool, like Friday night, but it's late, man, like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Yuck. Cigar boxes? Huh? Oh, oh, what's up, Pawn Shop? September 12th, Maiden, Megadeth, and Anthrax. Jesus, that's a great lineup. Esther, that's it. Oh, Elizabeth. Yeah, it's a big one. Aunt Esther was crazy. She kicked the shit out of you with her purse. A YouTuber, I don't know. I just came back a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, the most. I had so if it was past then, I'm don't know who it is because I didn't watch YouTube for since I got off. I think I started like 16, 17 years ago. I was on here like a year and a half, then left. I only came back on like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Blabo 456. Oh, you're doing more songs? Nice. He lied to his students about creating his own test for economics class. Holy shit. Terry Ellis. Yeah. Terry stayed in great shape, but Terry, I can't tell you what he told me. I said to him one time, "Man, you sing like you're in your 20s." Oh, a life-size mannequin of me. Glam metal's fucking cool as shit. I like his channel because he doesn't. He just plays. You know what I mean? Really? There's a viral video. The Blabo album's gonna come out in September. Nice. Yeah, and Jerry put some cool AI songs out because he didn't. So the second song you heard that was in that thing. Hey, what's up, Sasquatch? Long time no see, bro. The second that other song that you heard about the Harley Benton song, that was that was my voice, and I don't know why they keep changing the sound of my voice. That was my voice and my guitar. The only thing AI in there was the drums and bass. Maybe it doesn't like my voice. It can be annoying. Screechy. Busy as fuck. I can't really say that. I don't do nothing. I was busy yesterday. Social Security office sucks. And signed letter delivered note from God to get you out of the midterm. Oh boy. Ben Woods. Oh, I didn't know. He died? I didn't know Ben. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, you guys are awesome. Like, I'm not going to rip into. I'll rip on the people on here, but like the 40 watt, like, I don't think he. I got it. I got to kind of stick up for him a little bit. Like, he said I didn't know business and blah, 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 but he was cool. I appreciated his opinion as well. You guys are cool as shit. Vinny, you, Paul. I don't know the other guy, but I see him with Paul a lot. I don't know his name either. But now I know Vinny and Paul. The guy on the top left, I see him bringing gear a lot. I don't know his name. Yeah, man. Absolutely. So if you got Vinny the Axe, that's him there. He's got a great channel. And he just did a video about Andy from, uh, what's his name? King Diamond. It was a great video. I really enjoyed that. It was awesome. Oh, Ben died in 2022. I didn't know. Yeah, see, that was before I came back on. And check out Studio Rats, especially their lives. They answer everybody, and they just talk the truth about gear and stuff. It's awesome. If I go over to Europe, I'll have to get Paul or Vinny up on stage. Then I could take a break. Did I plug that back in? Yeah, I plugged that in. Oh, 2022. Hey, Vinny, do you live in Europe? Because they have a lot of Europeans on there. Oh, James? It's James Ivy. I'll remember that. James, Paul, and Vinny. That was funny about the hair today. Oh my god. I'm pretty good. I'm not bad. Andy from Mother Love Bone. He's good too. Oh really? You were working on one of my licks? Passing chords diminished? Man, that's a tough one, bro. I I don't play a lot of diminished chords. If I do, it's like in that one track where I was going. It's because it sounds a lot like George Lynch. If I'm doing that, or augmented. It's hard. I'll do diminished runs like off the seven, just depends. Just depends on what it is. I think the gate set too hard. Let's see. You know, that kind of stuff. But I don't do a whole lot. Hey, what's up, Vinny? I don't use a lot of diminished. I might hit the notes, the notes here and there. What is wrong now? Get off of there. Wires touching wires. Yes, I don't do a lot of diminished runs or anything anymore. Oh, you're in Florida, Tampa Bay? Dude, I'm in Fort Lauderdale area. I'll have to give you a call when I'm up that way. The dirty drop D version of Hanson Bop. Yeah, passing tones can be anything. You know, you can. I mean, you could. I would start it off a diminished, like, I don't know. If I played something like, you know, if I was going. But I would probably end it on like a 9. But I mean, it would be at the end of like, I kind of would do passing tones with like a fill. You know what I mean? I mean, I have stuff like, let's see. How did that go? My song. I can't remember my song. You know, that kind of thing. You know, I don't know how to play my song now. What was I doing before? Kind of like that, if I was to use something like that. A funny video? Alright. Don't send it on my phone now. Wait till after. Send it tomorrow. Someone's knocking. Yeah. The Roland XP50? Yeah. I the Roland Juno was. I like that. A lot of people don't. What's up, Hayden? Your spidey senses? Speedy sense was tingling? Yeah, the major scale with some of the diminished. But you could play it, you can use it off the minor. So, like, because the F sharp is half minor, it's the 7, so it's half minor, half diminished. So you can play that, I would play that diminished stuff over the minor chord. Like, I would play that F sharp diminished run, I would actually play it off the 5, which is the C sharp, and I would end on an E. So, like, if to resolve it. So, you know, here's your E, right? So if I play it off the 5, I can resolve it back to the relative minor of the G. And then it sounds better. It's where you place it and how you do it. Yeah, they go fast. If you, yeah, you kind of have to do them kind of fast. Then you could get away with everything. The passing tones are great in metal, in jazz. Yeah, yeah. For a half, and then go back. Well, if you're doing it clean, it'll sound better clean. See, here's the thing: is when you add overdrive adds like almost like a polyphonic sound to some notes. Like I said, you don't want to, if you're doing a scale run and you hit a G chord, you don't want to hit a C note, even though that's the 4. But it doesn't sound right. But if you do that clean, you won't get disruption. It just depends. Or you do it like a George Lynch, like I was saying before. If you're here, then you could get away with it. You know what I mean? Oh, you're a clean jazz player? I thought you played all kinds of stuff. So like, yeah. So if you were playing, I don't know if I have a clean patch right there. But like if you're playing like, I don't know, like that. So if you're playing like here, and then you play your E, that E right there. You could play your diminish off that tone. You know what I mean? Oh, it's hot and humid there? Yeah, Florida sucks too. Yeah, like Randy did, yeah. Randy used diminished chords great. Because he made the diminished chord like, it created, the way Randy Rhoads played those chords, he created tension and resolve. That's what was great about how he played those. The fifths and sevenths, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I go through different, like, you know, there's a there's not like, the industry tried to kill rock totally, but there's still rock and metal bands coming out. But jazz has kind of changed from like the old way too. You know what I mean? It's not the same. It's like blues. You got like, I guess I don't know what you call it, pop blues like Bonamassa. Yeah, so like if you play the like a diminish off the five, like in G, if you look at it, you got that note in here, right? You can resolve it like that too, because now you're going from the relative minor, which is kind of like a one, and then you got that, you got, you can play it here because that's part of the, you know what I'm saying? Well, no, off the seven. So the seven, so again, like the seven chord in G major is a half step down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the F sharp. So if you play diminish, you actually want to play an F sharp in G, or you want to play it off. You would resolve it to a D and a G. It's hard to do it in rock, but you would use parts of it. Kind of like that. So it fits better like that. You know what I mean? But if you're playing like chords with like random like hook riffy stuff, you can get away with like that kind of stuff. You just gotta find, the right chords with the right chord, but it also the rhythm of it. You know what I mean? Oh, the cream years with Clapton, yeah. Rory Gallagher. Yeah, Rory was really good too. Yeah, Clapton got more on the pop blues side like later in his career, where he used to play more like raw blues, earlier in his career, like Cream and stuff. I liked them better in Cream, actually. I mean, he had a couple great songs in the middle, like Layla and that kind of stuff. All that Jazz City Slicker stuff. Yeah, Bad Company was awesome. Bad Company, to the day I die. They were a great band, too. They don't get credit either. My favorite riffs, probably the Randy Rhodes and the old Halen and Rhodes. I did the way they put stuff together was they were two different players. Randy was more planned. Eddie was more feel. There's a like I loved Eat 'Em and Smile with Vide. I think that's a legendary album. It's hard. Nazareth was great. April Wine, Uriah Heep. I listened to a lot of 70 rock bands, but they were like more straightforward rock, and then the hair stuff came after that. Chet Atkins, yeah, he's underrated too. Not only was Chet Atkins a great jazz and country player, he was also in charge of sessions back in his day. He was a great band leader for sessions. Believer, yeah. That's awesome. He teaches. Yeah, man. What are like? There's some hard riffs by Halen. Like I'm the one is it's got a swing beat in there, so that's kind of tough. Um, so This Is Love has that swing beat. The swing rock beats with Halen were tough. So This Is Love is a little tough to play the chording to play that right. Zorba the Greek song, that's actually tough to play. I wish I, even like I watched that movie Fiddler on the Roof. That was amazing. The music in there. Um, Rhodes had like Still Away the Night was odd to play. Mr. Crawley was long, and some of the riffs in there, the way it constantly went was a little tough. Kenny, he's good. A small blues amp tube. Hmm. If I was gonna play blues, and that's I would definitely get any kind of. I would get an older Fender, like a 65, 63 reverb. Yeah, Kenny's good. Glenn Campa was ferocious too. Merle Travis? No, I don't. Do I remember that? Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard. I'm bad with names. And then I like some of the old metal bands back in the 80s too, like when Queensryche came out and Fates Warning and some of that stuff. The jazz guys I listened to were more on the fusiony side, like, Holsworth and Gambale. Yeah, Rhodes and Halen were a different breed. They put a lot of effort into their writing, and everyone copied both of them, so that led to the whole hair band thing. And then you had some guys that played totally different, like Lynch was, like you talk about how do you be different, then Lynch came out and he was different too. Yeah, Faith No More was awesome too. Hank Garland, yeah, he's really good. Blackface is good too, yeah, any Fender. Just don't get a digital one, because they suck. No. And I play, you know, I'll tell you, in the modeler stuff, that Fender Tone Master, the Modeler, that has really good EVH and Fender sounds because it's owned by Fender. They're like exact. Yeah, Operation Mindcrime was sick. Yeah, and there were so many great albums. Yeah, Marino did some jazz chords in his parts too. But again, he used a lot of that. A lot of it was pentatonic. So if you use those jazz chords, you got to kind of stick with the pentatonic stuff. Michael Hedges. I'm trying to think if there was one jazz guy like jazz. I was like into the shredder jazz, like Al Di Meola. It's hard to say. David Lee Roth, yeah, the one with Vi was incredible. Oh, he ran RCA Records? I know he was in charge of a lot of the session stuff. Yeah, the Boss Cantana is really good too. I do like that. I've never cranked one, but it's good for practicing in a bedroom. I don't know if you can get a Fender sound out of it though. Yeah, Chet was unbelievable. Chet Atkins. He was one of my idols because I used to watch Hee Haw and all that chicken picking and stuff. I can't do it that good. Chick Corea was good too. What was that? There was a band. What was it? Spira? I can't remember the jazz band name. There was a band I liked too. Spira. The Yellow Jackets? I can't remember. Was it Spira? I can't, what was the name of that band? The Four Horsemen? I don't remember. I'd have to see it if I remember it to remember it. Let's see. No. Oh, Spyra Gyra. What the fuck is wrong with me? Fucking idiot. Spyra Gyra. I used to listen to them a lot. Can't even remember. I haven't listened to them in so long. A good price for a bass amp? Free? No. You can pick up like a used. I would buy something used, like a Guitar Center or on Marketplace. Galley and Krugers are nice. But it depends what you're going to be in college, so you're going to want something small. You can also get like an Ampero or something or the bass rig pedal and just plug in with headphones as well. Then no one can complain in college. Roy Clark. Roy Clark was amazing. What's up, Stevie? I loved Roy Clark. Man, that guy could play unbelievable. And you know what? He always kind of made fun of it. You know what I mean? He had a good time. What's up, mashed taters? Yeah, Harky makes some good stuff too. You're gonna go online? There you go. Yeah, you can look at Marketplace bass amps on there. You know what I mean? And just plug in and play to them. Like if you're like a Guitar Center, you can buy the coverage. You're probably better off going that way and paying a little more. A Chips and Flying V. Nice. My buddy has a Chipson. I'm going over his house tomorrow because he wants to play again. He had throat cancer too, and he wants me to help him set up his sound. And I said, "Do you still have the Chipson?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Can I play it?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "It's not like your guitars, but he has like real Strats and stuff." He's like, "I just wanted to buy one to see." Well, he was overweight. I don't know how tall he was. I'm assuming overweight, big man. What's up, big man? What's up, big guy? Yeah, like the 112s are good. I'll tell you what. I played with somebody, jamming with somebody, and he had a GK one, the 112, and with a 15, and he played those together, like he had them in stereo. But they when he had it going, the 12 was so punchy, and then the 15 gave him some low end. But that was kind of cool too. We should let me look. Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's see what guitar sound I have. The Fender Rumbles are really good too. My bass player has the Fender Rumbles. Respect the big man. Guitar Center use. Let's see what they sell a Fender Rumble for. Let's go on their website and check it out. No, I don't want to save $5. Get off me. Used Fender Rumble. See, I plug everything in through the board, so into the Kemper, into the board, so it's easy. Let's see, and they're a little pricey. Here's a 60-watt Fender Rumble 112 bass combo amp, 139.99. There you go. It's the older version, so you can find deals out there. Here's another one. Fender Rumble 100 bass cabinet, 139.99. That's the newer one. It's got that gray tweed look. So there's some price. You can get some deals. Free is a good deal. If you hate Fender, send them all to me. And the Charvels and the Jacksons, I'll take great care of them. I promise. Oh, the old PV amps are really good too. I forgot what those were called. The Fender Rumbles sound great. So the guy that plays bass in the Hair Days band, he's got two Rumble 15s. He runs them in stereo. Monster sound. Some of the best bass sound I ever heard. Oh, the Airborne. Yeah, 8412 cabs left, and there's 900 in there. That's crazy shit. Dude, I got a diesel VH4 head. You can't even play that. Like if you were playing a club, that's not right. That's not the right amp. I would get a 40 watt, like a small, like I would if I was to play clubs, I would get something in the 40 watt range. Yeah. Sometimes I spank them. No, I I accidentally hit them into the other guitars. When I when I would get mad on stage, I would just smash them. A DSL 100, yeah, that's good, but not for bass. Does Marshall even make a bass amp? They make bass amps, don't they? I don't remember if Marshall made a bass amp. I know they had like the MG and smaller stuff like that, but I don't remember if they. Yeah, that's crazy. Wonder why this was like making noise. Fat fingered it. Some of them are pretty. I got some but they're older. Blue's awesome. Yeah, I love that stuff. I did play the Black Star Amp 3. I thought that thing sucked. But the blue guitar amps are better, yeah. That's my new lick. I call it the flicker harmonic. Dude, Vinny, why does Paul think Paul's very humble, man. I love his attitude. He's a great guy, and thank you for sticking up for him. Because he's a fucking phenomenal guitar player. I don't know why he undersells himself. Yeah, and I should type slower. Yeah, Paul's an incredible guitar player. He's got great feel. He knows where to put stuff. He's just a good guitar player. And he's got killer sound. I'm talking about Paul from the Studio Rats. He's an amazing guitar player. He undersells himself all the time. He's such a nice guy. A Lemmy? Lemmy was badass. I liked his attitude. He just didn't give a shit. He was always at what was the bar he was always at when I was in California? Was it the Whiskey? No, the Rainbow, I think it was. He was always at the Rainbow. He always drank hard stuff like Jack Daniels. They'd put the bottle right in front of him. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for speaking up because, a lot of people I don't know why they don't give like he doesn't even give himself credit, but he's up there, you know? Like there's some guys on here that I watch, like Marshall Harrison's kind of a friend of mine. That guy's fucking unbelievable. I know he looks like my accountant, but that guy fucking is Marshall Harrison's like the shit he does. I can't even come close to some of it. Yeah, there you go, Stratus. Yeah, they do great work. And Vinny the Axe, he's on their live streams. He's got a great channel too. If you especially if you like, guitar and metal, he talks about all kinds of stuff. He's got a great channel. Santa Fe College. Paul Drew. I don't think I know him. I'll have to check him out. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter what I did, in my past with all those bands or records. I love watching people play, and I'll give people credit. I'm not some fucking egotistical guitar player. There's great guitar. There's so many good guitar players on this channel. I'm not afraid to say I'm not the best in the world or I'm a magical guitar player. That's why I do these channels like this without. I like the idea of going live so people can see the mistakes and see that we're not guitar gods. I guarantee you Steve Vai's fucking up all the time too. He's got to practice. They don't get the audience. Yeah, well, I don't know why. You know, it some people. You know what it comes down to. I think it's the likable factor, the charisma. Again, like Jerry said, oh, you're really good with talking with people. But because I was in the industry for so long, I had to learn how to mingle with CEOs, producers, other musicians. Damn auto bullshit. Don't worry, Mark. I'm the worst typer. My hands are so big, and when I get on that fucking iPhone, even with the autocorrect, it'll spell out a whole word that I wasn't putting in there. I'm like, you mother. Performing late, an Australian guy. That's my night job. I changed my whole appearance. No, I don't. I'd have to see who you're talking. I don't. I. It's hard to stay up late. Sometimes I do. My sleeping schedule's all fucked up. Because sometimes I record for the labels in the middle of the night. Sometimes I try to sleep during the day if I know something's coming up. If it's not rushed, it's crazy. Yeah, I can't stand it. I wish. I don't know. I wish AI was smarter. Only in that aspect. Oh no, here comes Zach again. Wayne 18. Dude, are you gay asking for a friend? It's either Tom or Zach. Vinny, I don't know how you come on when I get these crazies that come on. Am I gay asking for a friend? You gotta ask your mom. That's who would give you the real answer. Vampires, maybe. So do you want to go round for round, Wayne? Gay all the way. I'm happy going to that bank every day. If you want to borrow a card and you just get mad because it says denied or funds not available, you're more than welcome to borrow some money. Because I like your mom. Waiting on a friend. Gay, straight, who cares? My sister's gay. I don't care. Has nothing to do with me. It's like even Richard Gere, all the hamster stories. I liked his movies. I don't judge a person by his, you know, what he likes sexually. That's his problem. But if you think I'm gay, no, I won't date you. That could be Andy Wood. I don't know. Who's this guy? It's probably Zach or Tom. It's either one of. The only two that would come on here and ask that are Tom or Zach. And if Vinny wants to know, that's Tom Bukovac, the world famous session player in Nashville. The washed up guy selling all his gear. No offense, Tom. Bless my sister, yeah. She's tough as hell. No, my channel's not monetized. I don't take any money or anything for anybody. Dude, I've been doing this for so long. I've made plenty of money. I've been in the business for over 40 years. Yeah, a good bipolar. What was that? He did that. What was that one movie? Pretty Woman. That was an awesome movie. too bad he really wouldn't have paid her for sex because he's gay. So it's so that's why it was a great movie. Because he was kind of feminine in that movie, and she was kind of manly. But that was a great movie. Then he did that. What was that other one? Pink Cadillac. That was good too. Wonder what happened to him. He's been out of the limelight for a long time. A lot of these actors get out of the business. Like, I don't see Brad Pitt a lot, or I don't know what happens to him. Some of them get blackballed. Became a Buddhist. Really? Did he? Or are you joking? He became a Buddhist? That's what happened to Dan Reed. You remember Dan Reed Network? I was great friends with Dan Reed back in the day. Oh my God. We hung out all the time. He became a Buddhist. He was hanging out in monasteries and shit. Shaved his head. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You had a great band. You got to come back. He like walked out on his career right when it was at the top. It was like dance and rock together. I don't know if you guys should look him up. It's really different. I met him in the Expose days. Dan Reed was badass. He was probably in my top 5 favorite bands. His lyrics were fucking unbelievable. Rainbow Child. See, like, I can remember that song because it's just an incredible, well-written song. I know he's back doing music, but I haven't heard it. I don't know if it's doing any good. I don't know who he signed with anymore, because they ain't going to push him now. But there were so many great bands back then that a lot of people didn't know. I really thought Bon Jovi was trying to copy Dan Reed. When Bon Jovi first came out, I said, he's trying to copy Dan Reed. I'm trying to think. Let me see. Has he got any new music? Now I'm interested. Dan Reed. Can we do this? Let's see. Let's go back to YouTube. Dan Reed Network. I just listened to him the other day too. No, I don't see no new music. Let me see. Will this play? Kind of if I do this, probably. Let's see how loud it'll be though. This is a good one too. This was Get to You. Let's see.
Directly from Samsung, and a 3% cash rewards on
Let me do it like this.
Samsung Galaxy Card and Samsung Wallet.
Let me see.
Life adds up to more.
This was on the
If you feel like dancing, it's alright. Let's rock it up. Saw you walking with those friends of yours. Would you ever walk with me? I'd wrap you up and take you home for sure. Would you wanna capture me?
came in. Nile Rodgers, yeah, I think he did too. I think he produced them. I think you're right. But the way that was produced and everything coming in, like that little funky guitar, and then it gets heavier with like overdriven guitars and solos. It's really good. In the business, probably the Sarzo brothers, Roy Cathy, uh, George is okay, George Lynch, and the guys in his band like Skylar and Jaron. They're all great people. And I play with, Dave Spitz from Sabbath and Patrick from Johansson from Ingve. Those are great guys too. Who, Dan Reed? I don't remember. I think it was Philly or someplace like that, if I remember. It's been a long time. That was back when the expose thing was happening with the dance and the rock and all that. Savvy. So you get another one to look at, Gigi. He knew how to work the crowd too. Man, he was good. He was really good. It was so unique how he was mixing the rock, the funk, the dance, the pop. He like mixed all the genres. It was so unique. There was another band too that Bon Jovi always talked about. They were called King of the Hill. Do you guys remember King of the Hill? They were good too. Now I'm showing you old, like, kind of weird bands that, like, they should have been more popular than they were. King of the Hill was similar. Let me see. I don't know if they have anything on here though. Oh, yes, they do. Yeah, I'll play another one for Gigi. I think it's live. Gigi's gonna go crazy over this singer. Let's see. Of course,
You
it's
write the
got ads and
words.
stuff.
What if
Let's
you could
see.
hear them as a song? Go to suno.com, switch to custom mode, and paste in your lyrics.
These guys are really good too. I watched them a lot.
Good-looking baby, you drive me crazy. I'm digging them legs for days and I love the way you walk. You look me over, I'm checking out you.
The Obscure Sunset. Yeah, the old rock bands that no one ever heard of. King of the Hill was awesome. I don't know whatever happened to them. Oh, Stradivarius? Yeah, man. They were great. All right, Vinny. Thanks for everything, man. I love you guys. I love the channel. Check out Vinny the Axe if anybody's interested in the metal and stuff and guitars. He's an honest guy. He's a good guy. Same with the studio rats. Awesome. The 80s. Yeah, they were really funky, and they were a little bit heavier. Gigi, are you in love? Yeah. Hey, let's play the Nashville tuning. Yeah. Grunge killed everything. I don't know. what happened back then was the same thing with the 80s bands. You know, there were so many different labels out there at that time, and then when the grunge thing happened with like Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and that stuff, everybody went batshit crazy. They thought that was the new marketing thing, so everybody went towards that. It's kind of like Jerry and I were talking about when they got rid of the US aid. Since some of that got taken away years ago, about 5 years ago, they there's like rap bands haven't had a number one hit. Yeah, see, yeah, like a lot of the rap bands and stuff. So it kind of, it's weird how certain things kill trends. And then you had all the, like Cop Killer by Ice-T and stuff. I remember when they did that. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Jizzy's not your favorite no more. It's okay. Too funny. My guitar strings, oh, I keep them in pretty good shape. So like the guitars I play on here, whenever I play my guitars, I wipe them down and then oil the necks. But if it depends how often I play. Sometimes I won't change it for a month, but I don't practice. So like back when I practiced like 8 hours a day, like at GIT and stuff, I probably changed my strings once a week. Thanks. Yeah, so like back at GIT, I would probably like once a week. On tour, every 2 days. Every 2 days I would change them when I was playing on tour. But that was only like I only took like three or four guitars at the most, and then one acoustic. So I didn't have a lot of guitars out on the road with me. Elvis, yeah. I think I think I think Chet Atkins actually got Jerry Reed to do the track for Elvis on that. I think that was Chet Atkins. He recommended Jerry Reed for that track, if I remember right, because I was a huge Elvis fan. I'm pretty sure Chet Atkins called Jerry Reed and says that Elvis is asking for you to do a track. The coolest rigs? Damn. Guitar Center, they release stats? I used to be endorsed by Ernie Ball. I don't know how Google found that out because I don't ever talk about Ernie Ball. That I don't. I'd have to ask because Guitar Center don't really release stats because they're a private company. I didn't think they did that. Yeah, yeah. What was the albums they were on first? Was it Made of Metal? I can't remember. When they first came out, they were more like hair band. I I got to play with Vinnie Paul. He had a glam phase. Yeah, Edge had a huge rig. Probably the guy, I forget his name, Living Color. His his pedal boards and amps are like insane. Like there's so much shit on the floor. Like I couldn't believe that he would use that. And I was like, man, What was his name? Cult of Personality. I can't remember his name either. I want to say Jerry Reed. Oh, Vernon Reed. There you go. I knew it was Reed, but I couldn't remember. That's why I said I wanted to call him Jerry Reed. Oh my God, Vernon Reed. When I find a picture of it? I went to see them one time, and I got to see his rig. Let me see. Let me see images. Like this is his pedal board. Let me see. He's got those amps in the back with all those pedals, but he has two of those pedal boards when I saw him. Oh, here it is. So he had all those pedal boards. That's when I saw him. But he's had other rigs. Let me see. That's his rack gear up in my right corner. He had the most ridiculous rigs. Vernon Reed. Oh really? Jimmy Kimmel? I don't watch those shows anymore. I used to I used to watch Arsenio, David Letterman, sometimes the comedian guy that took over. What was his name? Jay Leno. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't say nothing to him, but I was like, "What the fuck you got all that for? You got a basic guitar sound." Yeah, he had used the ADA too. He was like just a gear freak. Yeah, he was like I was like thinking in my head when I saw it, I was like, Jesus, what do you do if a fucking cable goes bad? I was like, and then and then I was thinking about the songs and stuff. Like they had a couple good songs. Cult of Personality was their most famous, but it just sounded like an overdrive with like a chorus on it to me. And I was like, what the? That was insane to me. Cause I didn't see him with the big racks. The pedal boards came a little bit later, but he said that he used to go in between them. I'm like, how do you even fucking carry all that shit? Like you're see, like a lot of bands now, they do fly dates because they can't make no money, so they'll rent gear. You know, like how you gonna get that over FedEx? That shit wouldn't arrive all on the pedal board. You'd have to reset it up. Abstract sounds. Yeah. And then you got guys like, Ty Trabor from King's X. He's using a processor into a solid state Orange 120. King's X had fucking phenomenal sound. It was very small setup. George Lynch tried to get his sound. He couldn't get it. George was obsessed with Ty Trabor. I don't know if you guys knew that. He's like, how's he get his sound out of that orange amp? But he didn't know. He was plugging into the return loop, and he was using like a Kemper. I don't know what he used back then. Could have been a pod. Who knows? But he was doing the modelers for years. I know he had Digitech at one time. Yeah, King's X sound. And I got to meet Ty Trabor a bunch of times. Matter of fact, Jason from Saigon Kick that I grew up with, he's played with the bass player. I forget his name. But Ty was signed to Zion Guitars. My buddy Vinny knows the whole story. That was one of the first companies I was signed to. Zion Guitars. They're not the same company that they used to be either. And to be honest, I don't know if I would do endorsements anymore. Maybe just for strings. The Quadraverb too. That was good too. Some of those were great too. And they had the Rocktron Piranha. They had all kinds of stuff back then. I used the Digitech 1101. Before that, I used the 2101 Artist. Yeah, I grew up with Jason and Phil Varone since we were kids. We used to jam all the time. Jason got a little weird. I, I was telling the story about him. I was at Guitar Center one day and he walked in. He moved and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I go, "I'm cool. How are you?" I go, "What are you doing?" And he was acting weird. I go, "What's wrong with you?" He goes, "Oh, I'm just a little careful." I go, "With who? There's fucking no one in here." And then he was like, "Well, I haven't seen you in a while." I go, "Get the fuck out of here, Jason. I got 100 times the money you'll ever have. You're broke, motherfucker. I talk to your real estate agent all the time. He plays guitar." That's why Jason's back on the road with Jeff Scott Soto. He's fucking broke. Yeah, the Bradshaw systems. Yeah, they made the big racks. That's who did mine. 79, you saw Rory? Was he loud as shit? He seems like he's fucking loud. Oh, your cousin there lived there, I mean? What's his name? Nico lives about 5 minutes from me. Nico McBrain. I saw Jason Green was down here like maybe a month ago and did a thing with him at Rock and Roll Ribs. If I'd known, I would have went in there. The fuck you talking shit about rap? I don't know if I like Jason Green, to be honest. What's he spend some time with Jason Green? He does know a lot about the '80s bands, though. I bet he don't know King of the Hill and Dan Reed Network, though. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I there's really nobody that's come out in a long time where you can listen to a whole album and have a whole album of great songs or have one album chart 4 times. Back in the day, you like you could listen to a Police album and it was great, the whole thing. Or like a Van Halen album, even though that didn't chart. But there was a lot of stuff. Jason was Jason was managing Rat and Stephen Piercy, but he didn't ask for permission to show the private videos of him recording the band, and he was using it for clicks on his show. And they made him take him down, and then they fired him. Something like that. Gotta have that chat. Jason, so what happened? Because, I'll tell you. The two people that own Rat now are Stephen Piercy and Warren DeMartini. Warren can be a dick. He was never a dick to me, but he's very adamant. Nice. Robert Plant. I saw him when he was solo too. But it was at a place called Hollywood Sportatorium. It was massive. The roof was leaking. Cars were great too. Yeah, the Police. That's what I mean. All these bands, like it didn't matter who you listened to back in the '80s. Most of the album were great songs. You don't see anybody that charts anymore more than one song. It's like the Carpenter Girl. She had one popular song. Who's out there? I don't even know who's out there anymore. Even Beyonce, she doesn't chart more than one or two songs now. Bruno Mars doesn't chart more than one or two songs. Adam Levine or Maroon 5, they don't chart a lot of songs. Maybe one or two off an album. Have you met a Weekend Monster Mashes? So like I used to one of the bands that I played in was called Down Dirty Boys. It was a local band. That's what we were known for, doing mashups. We would play like Bruno Mars, the down. What was the name of the song? I can't remember the song. It was popular, but we would mash that up with Talking in Your Sleep. We used to do a lot of that. Sabrina Carpenter, yeah, she doesn't like she might have one song that charts like in the top 10, and then she has like one that might chart in the top 30. But there's no one that is charting like 3 or 4 songs at a time. Well, you know why? They don't push the records. Can I say this? Let me think about this. Let me think. Can I say this? I'm going to say it. So, if they push the band, nowadays when you push, it's pay to play. They took the old idea of pay to play. So, like, it's the same thing with Beyonce. To get you on the label, it costs millions of dollars. And the bands fight with the labels because then you owe a lot of money back to the labels, and you're going to end up owing millions of dollars even though you sold X amount of album. That's how they rip the artists off. I said it. So that's what the labels do. That's how the labels win. They add up costs that aren't even there, and then the bands fight with. That's why Eddie Van Halen built 5150. He was tired of fighting with Ted Templeman and the record label. It wasn't so much the control of the albums and song. It was the amount of money that was going into it. That's what Prince had a problem with too. He was recording everything in his own studio, so therefore he was the owner of everything. That's kind of how that went too. That didn't end well for him either. Because when you take 50 to 100 million out of a label, and then you got people like Michael Jackson, Prince, you get all these guys doing it. Yeah, labels are still making a mint. That's why the AI is important to them. They don't want it. Should I say this? Will I get in trouble? Let's say it this way. It's another way to control the publishing. I'll say it like that. Because the AI companies can't control the publishing. So they're working deals out with the record labels so the labels own the publishing. That's all I can say. Yeah, Ticketmaster does the same thing. Now it's Live Nation. So I've said this before. If I rent the Hard Rock Stadium here, it's 600,000. So Live Nation puts up the money, but what they do is they charge a Taylor Swift 1.2 million to rent the stadium. So that'll account for the ticket prices, and then they split all the money because they're doubling it. Oh, Zappa? Yeah, he just got sick of it all. He didn't even want to play out anymore. He just fucking said, fuck it. 1991. Yeah, I flew my sister out to Las Vegas. My cousin married someone out there, and we sat fourth row for Prince in Vegas. He visited the Muppet Show. Oh, yeah. So, can I say this? Producers are more like liaisons for the label. They control the money. So my buddy Carlos that plays for Louis Fonsi isn't allowed on the albums because he pays studio guys that are he's friends with a very bare minimum, but he's charging the record label like Carlos is playing. So he's double dipping on the players. And because Louis Fonsi's the one signed with his name and the band players aren't, that's what they do, the producers. Yeah, they double, triple, quadruple dip as well. I don't think I'll get in trouble for that at all. But the producer is in charge of all the money when you record the album. And then they get bonuses if they're under budget X amount of dollars, they might get 5, 10, 25, $50,000 extra. Oh, Motley Crue's playing? Oh, Prince in the Super Bowl show. That was unbelievable. I don't think there's ever going to be a better show than that. Yeah. And the reason why Jay-Z's in charge of the Super Bowl now, on the halftime show, he's in charge of all the artists. But some of the bands and stuff that he hires, can I say this? I'm going to say something that's going to get me in trouble. Let me think about this one. No, I can't say that. So I'll use another analogy. Let's say you're a cover band and there's a local booking agent in control of all the shows. And one of the guys that works for them has a band. And he's got a good band. So he books all the shitty bands in the clubs for $500 and then books his band for $1,200 to $1,800 because he draws the most because he's the better band. And he uses that to his advantage by booking the shitty bands because they don't have the draw and they don't sound as good. So he looks more valuable than he is. Let me just say it that way. Yeah, because I was told I have to be careful what I said for some things. I've already gotten in trouble once by the label. Changed 2, 3 times in the action. Yeah. When you work for Jive Zombie, they own Battery Studios. We'd artists and got billed 25. Yeah. So the label got their money back from the artist they gave them. Yeah. It's a game. You know how it's played. If you worked in all those studios and stuff, and I know you've done some stuff, Brooklyn. You know how the game is played. It's brilliant. Yeah. You should make T-shirts with that on it. It's. Can I say this? Oh man. Yeah, some things I have to be careful with. You know, like a, like like the P Diddy thing. I can say it now. Like he knew he had HIV in 2013 and was having all those crazy freak off parties. A lot of other celebrities ended up with it, like the Britney Spears and the Aaron Carters and the. That's why they went fucking berserk. That getting gang banged. But I can't tell you who's at all the parties. So many people sold their soul for that shit. Mm-mm-mm. Unbelievable. I'll tell you one person because it's out there is Leonardo DiCaprio. That's why he's got that fetish for young girls. And I can tell you Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers was at Epstein's Island. I know that for a fact. And that's why he has the fetish for young girls too. It shows in their demeanor in real life. The AV companies, etc. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's sickening. You know what I mean? But, some of the guys don't even hide it. And it's like Bill Gates. His wife said that when she met Epstein, sh he was really creepy, and that's why she divorced him was over the Epstein stuff. Yeah, the Megadeth basis, yeah. It was Anthony Kiedis. He stuck two cans. Should have bought a. Should have got a guitar. But like I was telling Jerry, after a lot of the stuff that I saw early on, and I did world tours and I retired in '97, and then I got when I went back, so like '87 to '97, I was in it for a good 10 years, but I wasn't happy, and there was a lot of bad stuff going on. You know, I had to deal with other countries, and that wasn't easy. Um, People would try to set you up all the time. All right, Gigi, good night. And then you had it was just it was a bad place, and people got taken advantage of. So I just didn't want no part. That's when I walked out and I didn't play for like 12, 13 years. I didn't pick it up once. And then they asked me to come back, and I said no. They actually, the first time they contacted me, they asked me to put a boy band together, like Expose, and I said no. And then they said, would you write songs? And then I started with outsigning the NDAs, and a lot of it got shelved, and I wouldn't get paid for it. That's why I went to the NDAs, because it was guaranteed. They had to buy the songs. Good night, Gigi. Peace, love, and barbecue. Michael, you should make a shirt like that. That's hilarious. Peace, love, and barbecue. Oh, the Russian escorts? Yeah, but that was all set up by yeah, the mafia over there, and the mafia over there worked with the fucking police, KGB, and all that shit. Dude, Russia was bad. Now Prague, I loved. I love Prague. I love Sweden and Norway. Prague. I loved Ireland. London, I hated. All right, Gigi. Yeah, there was some. I don't know. There was some bad stuff in there, but oh, it's going almost 11. I should probably go soon too. Make sure the kids in bed. What was in Chicago last year? Oh, in Chicago. That I don't know about. But I'll have to tell you when I get a chance. I have a private story I can tell you. I know Hayden very well too. Yeah, Prague, the Red District. Um, no, it was just people were a little more stuck up there as opposed to like Ireland or Sweden, Denmark. They just had beautiful people there, and like especially Sweden and Norway, like the mountains and stuff. Like it was just beautiful. Same thing in Russia was fine too. You know, Russia. I guess it depended on where you were in parts of the countries. You know what I mean? I had problems in Thailand, but like I never had a problem in Japan. China was okay. Thailand was a problem. Brazil was a problem. Rufus Huff? Oh, you got that from that prog rock. Oh, the cost of London? Like Italy and Spain were okay. Italy was a little suspect. You could get robbed real easy. Singapore? Yeah, again, it depends where you go. You know what I mean? In the different parts. Like some parts of China were really bad, and some parts of China were really good. Some of the police were really corrupt in some countries where they weren't corrupt in others. It just is, it's weird. It's different everywhere. Canada, I didn't, when we were in Canada, that was a long time ago. We didn't have any issues there, but it was very weird. Like their strip bars in Canada were really weird. Really weird. Oh man. Canada was a little on the odd side. The bass player moved to Canada from Expose. He's got like 10 kids over there. He loves it. Oh, I get a sneeze. My sinuses are bugging me again. At least I'm not congested. But I'm going to get there. When you came to the U.S., well, that depends where you went to. Because some counties make you, like, some counties made girls wear tassels. Like Miami was completely nude. You go up to, like, Sarasota, Tampa, they had tassels. It just depended, and it depended on the county too. Some county, because you had dry counties, and it just weird. You could drive 15 minutes and then get beer. It was weird. Just like that. I guess you can look me up on Google. It's CHRISKOLOIAN. I'm all over Google. It doesn't tell me where I live, but they did a whole bunch of write ups and stuff. Just look up Chris Colloy and Jip Boy 1. What did it say about me? It said I was sponsored by Ernie Ball. I don't know how they got that. That was fucking years ago. Said I was a fill-in for two signed bands. It actually lists me as a session player, uh, which I didn't do a lot of sessions, but I wasn't a session player. They wrote up some stuff that I never, like, that I wasn't a session player. I would fly and do tracks here and there, but it was, I talked about it before. Like if they couldn't replicate a part and they didn't want to change it, they would have me fly out and do the part again. Oh yeah, some of the Dry County stuff was weird. You can do my name, ChrisKoloian. Just type in Jitboy1 and it has my name on there. Let me see. I can do it. Let's see. I'll do it and then you can see what I'm talking about. I was like, holy shit. Guess I ain't so private no more. Let's see. I'll do Jitboy1. Show more. Let's see. The YouTube Jitboy is hosted by a former major label session and touring guitarist who has recorded for multiple artists. This channel features over 600. Now this one don't have that, but you can AI it. You know. Let me see if I do. I don't. They don't ask you, but let's see. Is a YouTube content creator, session guitarist. You know, they got that again. Musical background, session work, touring musician, connected to 80s rock metal circles. Runs a channel focusing on guitar gear, fractal, blah blah. More details. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, it's going to take me to the channel. So there's stuff on me. My Addy? What is that? You probably could even see my police record if you type my name in. I see. I explained that too. That was my old bodyguard. Let's see. No, we don't want to search YouTube. Let's see. Let's see. Show all. Let's do. Let me see, Gemini. Let me see what Gemini says. Oh, it knows who I am. Who knew that? Probably AI will give you a better. Searching the web. Yeah, see, it gives you a lot more. Jitboy goes by angry guitar player, musician, YouTube creator, session touring musician, former signed with major label groups, serving as a fill-in guitarist for 80s hair metal acts, gear, technical background. So you like if you just type in the channel, you can find stuff on me. Yeah. So I was set up by my bodyguard. Because he got in trouble. So he became a confidential informant. And I hadn't seen him for a long time because I stopped touring. And then when I turned 40, I retired, I was 27. So I didn't see him for 13 years. Then he came over for my 40th birthday. And he went to my back personal bathroom in the house. And I had pills in a bag. So what happened, I was in a car accident and dislocated my knee, and they gave me Oxycontin because that was the new pill. I took one and couldn't take them, so I put them in a bag and just left them in there. And he asked it because we used to work out together, and I knew he had a bad back, so I gave it to him. Then he acted like he sold it to me and set me up. It was a 50-year minimum mandatory sentence. Obviously, it didn't stick because at 50 and 40, I'd be 90 before I got out. Yeah, so there's cover band stuff in there too. There's Adam's Anguish, which was a really popular cover band. Maybe Hair Days, which did 80s versions. and Down Dirty Boys, which did the mashups. You tried your name, it was a trip. Wait, you mean in the top 100 guitar players? Do I think I would be in there as far as like if I had continued in like I was one of those like a George Lynch or celebrity guitar players and I didn't do the dance thing? Um, I definitely had to look. There were a lot of great guitar players back then. But if I had put a band together, like a hair metal band, it depends all on the singer and the songs. But I could have possibly been like in the top 20. And the only reason why I say that is because I've played with some of those bands and I had people watch me on the side of the stage, like Terry from XYZ. I've played with Yngwie Malmsteen and he would say, "Damn, bro, why aren't you playing?" Craig Goldie's been on here, and he told me one time because I gave him a shout out, and he was like, "Thanks for the shout out. It means so much more to me with a player of your caliber." I mean, those are some of the highest compliments. Marshall Harrison calls me the Tone King. He's one of the best technical guitar players in the world. So it's hard to say. Yeah, it's really hard to say. No, it wasn't Sam Ash, bro. My nose is getting runny. That's funny, Hayden. Now, me and Ingve never got in a fight. I was in a bar when he didn't buy his house yet. He was picking on a kid named Alan Vine. He had just turned 21. His brother was Todd Vine, monster drummer. Alan ended up being the personal assistant to Vince Neil and ended up playing in Vince Neil's band as the bass player. But Alan is like this big on me. And he probably weighed 100 pounds. Ingve's taller than me. He's like 6'4", 6'5" with the boots on. And he was picking on Alan. And I was there with a group of people. It was at the Button South. And Patrick Johansson's brother, I think, was standing next to him. And I walked over and I said, "Do you see all those people over there?" And everybody was looking at him. I said, "If you don't leave them alone, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. And if I can't do it by myself, all those people will. Stop picking on the little kid." And then the keyboard player left and he just looked at me and left. Yeah, it's hard to say, man. Who knows? You got to have the right band, the right songs. Technique wise, yeah. But what the fuck is technique if it's not a great song? It's like walking birthday cake. Yeah, I mean, I've played with some of the biggest people in the world, but like, you know, I don't really care about the fame either. Because I know a lot of people that became famous that are broke. But I mean, would I I guess I would consider like an honor now, but that was a long time ago. There's so many fucking people out there that play well and outplay me even today. I mean, but you got to remember back in those days, it's hard to say, Steve I was on top of his game. There were a lot of players on top of their game, so it's a hard thing to say. But you definitely got to have the right songs to get noticed. Like would Warren DeMartini be famous if he never joined Rat? You know what I mean? Like, or Randy Rhoads died early on. Like, if he continued to play and didn't die, like, would he have surpassed like an Eddie Van Halen legacy? I mean, those are all crazy ideas. My favorite guitar players, well, I liked a lot of the old school guitar players, but then Halen, I love Jimmy Page and Halen because they're riffy. They had a hooky rhythm to them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't care about the fame stuff. I mean, I don't care about the money or the fame. You know, there were a lot of great guitar players. I loved Sean Lane. You know, Paul Gilbert became a friend at GIT. There were a lot of guys around. Becker, Friedman, Tony McAlpine, Vinnie Moore. Those are like the guys I was growing up around. Yeah, and they equivalent yeah, yeah, they're leveraging fame on social media because they can get easy clicks. And what that does is you know, like if you were like, let's say Eddie Van Halen opened a YouTube channel, he could get 5, 10 million followers in a week. He'd probably make a shitload of money. But they do it. And a lot of the older guys are doing it now because they're not selling albums. I hate to be like that, but, you know, there's no more rock albums or, you know, like hairband albums. A lot of the guys get old, you know. Don Dokken should start a fucking YouTube channel and quit singing. I hate to be like that, but his voice is horrible. Maybe Bon Jovi will start a YouTube channel. But then again, they'll have to answer a lot of questions. Was Bon Jovi faithful to his wife? Absolutely not. And if he starts getting those older, the girls that are, he lost contact with, and his wife sees all those comments, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So a lot of those guys won't do the channels because then they get called out by the women that they were with or whatever they were doing that was like bad. They make an only bands. Only bands. Yes. You see this beautiful baby in me. Only bands. Jesus. Yeah. They want the fame, but they don't want, you know, contact with fans. That's why, again, a lot of them did a lot of bad things and they'll get called. It's kind of like, you know, Zach will never do it. Like the guys, my trolls. Like even Tom. Tom's a good guitar player. I'm not going to lie. Is he phenomenal? No. He did his job in Nashville. But he's not going to do live streams because the guys that he blocks or alienates can confront him direct. Yeah, he gives Love a bad name. Oh yeah, Ingve could be like that. No, not all the wives. They didn't have not all of them had understanding. But they all get caught into it. Like even Tiger Woods. I mean, that fame gets you a lot of women. Because it almost, I hate to say it like this, but it almost puts you like on a pedestal to them. Like you're a fantasy. And that's why they're attracted to that. But really, it's not a fantasy because most of those guys would sleep with anybody. But the guys, a lot of the guys had egos. If I had a dime for every girl that said you're so good looking, I'm like, how many guys have you told that to? And the guy next week's really good looking, and the guy after that's really good looking, and the guy after that was one of the sexiest guys in the world. Yeah, yeah, Ingve can be like that. More than pop cans. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, my back. Stiff. Oh, it's 11. All right, everybody. I'm going to go now. Let me go get some sleep. School time for the kid tomorrow. What a day. So what is today? Today's Wednesday. I'll probably I'll do a Friday day one, and then I'll be back Sunday at my regular time. Oh, the stage drama with Jane's Addiction, yeah. With Dave. If I was Dave, I would have taken my guitar off and hit Perry Farrell in the fucking head. All right, everybody. Thank you. It's always a pleasure and honor. You guys are the ones that make this channel what it is. So give yourself some credit. I'll leave you guys with a little song to go. Peace.
I clicked that clip on a red screen night. Best budget killer, yeah, that sounded right. Perfect grin, perfect sponsored glow. And every sweet word had a hidden goal. They call it let go, they call it gold. Then cut to the top where the real truth folds. Loose fret buzz and a dead shore shrug. Just tweak the setup like that fixes luck. You can polish the frame but the cracks still show. You can sell that dream to the folks who don't know. All that bad's and true. All that bad's and true. Talk real loud, then lose the proof. All that bad's and true. All that bad's and true. Smile for the end, then tell the scoop. Chill in a hoodie with a thumbnail stare. Change my life, but he won't play there. One take wonder, one fresh painted lie. And the comments eat it while the hours die. I want the dance, I want the facts. If it needs love, say it back to back. Don't dress up junk like it's heaven sent. If it's cheap and decent, say cheap and decent. You can polish the frame, but the cracks still show. You can sell that dream to the folks who don't know. All that bad's and true. All that bad's and true. Talk real loud, then lose the proof. All that bad's and true. All that bad's and true. Smile for the end, then tell the scoop. I'm not mad at the price, I'm mad at the spin. Mad at the grin when the truth won't fit in. Play it straight, let the scars be seen. A good cheap guitar ain't a marketing dream. All that bad's and true. All that bad's and true. Talk real loud, then lose the proof. All that bad's and true. All that bad's and true. Say it plain now, that's all you should do.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed? Everything that goes on that everybody talks
yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Show. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility? All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wanna know who I am? My name is Chip Boy. They call me Jizzy. Some of my friends call me Smiley. Some of them call me Jit. I'm an actual signed artist on Atlantic Records for over 40 years. 40 years. And I write for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet. On the planet. I am real. I am also the one that exposes the truth. I'm the one that's gonna show you where the paperwork lies. I'm not gonna show you some phony letterhead that vendors suing everybody when they're not suing people. All for clicks on YouTube. We need a YouTube purge. We need to get rid of all the shills, the grifters, all the liars and BS people. Rick Viono never made it in the music industry. His band failed. His management company failed. His record label failed. He got a viral hit off his kid's vocal, which got him into repenting and cosplay. Not the other way around. Rhett Scholl's dad's number 3 at AT&T. He wants to talk about corporate greed and BS while Big Jick Music sits in his mama's basement crying about Fender, and he's doing the big word M. We'll just say Method Man. You can take from what you want from that. But there's a lot of people that don't want to work and do it the right way. And then they let the fame from social media get to their heads when what? You're not famous. You're famous as an influencer, not a real guitar player. Until you have number ones with hit albums like me, you ain't nobody in the music industry. You ain't nobody in the music industry. You're a social media influencer, and a lot of people want to be famous, and they use it in the wrong way and the wrong idea. I'm here to expose those people. If you want to tune in tonight, Jizzy Live, 80 p.m. Eastern. And I answer as much as I can legally as far as what I've done and what these people are doing. Come join the cause, the crusade for truth in the music industry. Let's expose the YouTube fraud. And we can do it together.